22 straight wins at home, an incredible number really in hockey. In fact, only 2 teams have done better in the dub, and one of them was indeed this franchise. Playing in Tacoma in 92-93, the Rockets peeled off 24 straight wins at the Tacoma Dome.
The team we had there was a hard-working group of guys, and I think that was our second year in operation. And Marcel Como was the coach, and you know, we had a team that played probably a little different than this group here. We were probably a little more rugged team.
Let's not forget the Rockets were pretty awful at home last season. Their 16-18-0-2 record was even somewhat flattering. They just didn't express a lot of jump at home, but something changed in the offseason. Maturity was part of it. They were a young team last year, but they are still a youthful team with only 1 veteran on the blue line. Bringing in 3 20-year-old forwards did help, but that wasn't the only reason.
We talked at the beginning of the year about making sure we were going to be a harder team to play against in our own building, and a lot of that comes down to the players and their willingness to do what's necessary to prepare to play properly. And Colton and the rest of his assistant captains have made sure our dressing room has been sharp and ready.
Lining up and across the red line and playing defense just wasn't doing it. It wasn't cutting it with me because it's boring and our fans were tired of it. And you know, we challenged the coaches to change the way we played, and we knew after last year that our young defense had matured enough that you know, we could start to play a little more upscale game. You know, our defense are as involved in the offense as the forwards are a lot of times here, and it's exciting for the fans, but what it really is exciting for the players, and they enjoy playing this way because you know, there's a lot more skill attached to it.
The Rockets have outscored the opposition 117-38 in their last 22 home games, and not one of those games even went to overtime. Some teams have been victims more than once. The Cougars and Royals have left Prospera Place 3 times with their tails between their legs, while the Americans and Blazers have twice come up empty during the streak. Even the team that last beat the Rockets in their own barn, Spokane, failed to win here in their return trip.
We don't have to overplay certain players too much. We're able to come at teams in waves, and I think that's why we've had some success. And in order to have a run like this, you also need to have a little bit of luck for sure. So there's been some nights where we've relied on Jordan or Jackson, and they've made some great saves for us. And we've got some favorable bounces at times too.
By the way, the WHL record for wins in a row is within reach. Kamloops won their last 29 games at home in 93-94. Darcy Tucker, Shane Doan, and Jerome McGinley, as a rookie, played on that team. Oh, and another guy named Ryan Huska.
We actually had a family feel to our dressing room, and that's very similar to what we have here this year. But it's the same sort of thing. You get on a bit of a roll, you become a hard team to play against at home, and I think there are some nights too where teams come into the building and they're a little bit intimidated, and maybe they don't play quite as hard as they should, which allows you to maybe get off to a good start in the first period or get up on them.
Looking ahead in the schedule, the worst team in the league plays here Saturday night, but then it gets tough. Back-to-back games against the best team in the entire CHL. The Portland Winterhawks will surely be a test for the record. The franchise record could be tied with a win in the first game, a game on Shaw, and set with a victory in the second.
This group, they're going to start to find this out now, that everybody coming in here, you're the mark they're going after, and you know, it's no different than Kamloops and Portland. When teams go in there, they're loading up trying to find a way to win, and that's what's going to go on here the rest of the way. And right now, our league changes, you know, always towards the start of February. It takes another step, and you'll see the younger guys will start to have a little more trouble with the pace of the game, and the older guys are going to start to play the game a little differently than they did the previous 3 or 4 months.